What's up, everyone? Third quarter of the year is here. Wait, I got this app to build my self-confidence. Wait, where is it? Stop it, guys. Stop it. Thank you. All right, so yeah, third quarter's here. We made it through like 4th of July time. You know, I always look forward to this. Time to get my thoughts together, meet with each of you, talk about this wonderful company, and also this tradition too. Who wasn't here last meeting? Just Kevin. Yeah. All right, we gotta get our selfie. All right, well, and the last one was actually really blurry because I rushed it. So I'm gonna take a second. Let's make sure everyone can be seen. All right.
Yeah, probably around like high
It was
face.
so bad, I was like, not doing this.
All right.
I have to do it sideways.
I can just need an eye in there.
Get your ear in there. Oh, there we go.
Sexy.
Oh, we're in class or
Yeah.
something.
All right.
We have to get a selfie stick.
Yeah, that would be better. All right, so that's going down. That's going down in the record books. All right, so let me get this photo thing up. All right. The first thing is I want to take a look back at last quarter's meeting. So it was just you two that weren't here. Everyone else was here, and Jason can't make it today. He's sick. But it's good to see that we have like a consistent team. But all right. So the main point of the meeting last quarter was that we were a growing company, and like if you remember the first quarter, we were like maxed out, and the goal was like I said that we always need to be pushing forward. We just got another embroidery machine, and I talked about how like we were like 15 short a day of our goal, and like a little extra effort could have like got us over the edge. And I explained how like the odds are against us as a small company, and like how everyone's efforts need it. So I gotta say, like after 3 months later, like actually overall I'm pretty happy. I feel like that message was taken well. Like overall as a team, our efforts have been great. Like Rachel and Austin always having everything ready for everyone to go. Like Jason came in on a Saturday during the 4th of July rush and like packed everything up. Like Hayden like stayed like like night a couple times to make sure we got it. Shelby got like her little sister who was like on vacation to come in and like help pack. And then Mark jumped right in at that time. And we had an amazing 4th of July. We got everything out. Like I think we got 920 packages out one day. So I think that's awesome. Like overall, I'm happy with the last quarter. Like I appreciate all you guys so much. Like I know the company we're nothing without all you guys. Like so if I don't get to say it enough, I like appreciate you guys like every day. Like it's so cool that like we're doing this. So all right, so now let's move on to all right, so my thoughts for kind of like the third quarter. So I always like to mention like these few things at these meetings, like my greatest hits, like the thing I say over and over. Like one is that to remind everybody like that we are like kind of doing something special here. So I actually did the math. With the 11 employees we have, including Jason who's not here and Travis who's not here, like our average age is like only 28 years old. Like that's pretty young for like people that are like doing stuff every day, like and building a company. Like that's special. And like the other thing that I always like to say, keep in mind, is that 95% of companies fail. I think I've discussed it in like a couple of the meetings. Like it's like a fact. Like most of them fail like in the first 3 years. Some of them make it a little longer. But businesses fail. Like even like you see like restaurants around town like changing and like all like the abandoned warehouse. Like it happens all the time. Like businesses fail. Like so I like to look at that fact and look it in the face and not ignore it and like acknowledge like it's a rare thing. Like for a small company like ours to like succeed over time, like successful year after year with like changing environments, changing technology, changing competitors. Like it's very hard and impossible. And that's why we need special people and like an intense daily effort from everyone. And we're surviving, we're going, we're rolling. So things are going well. All right, so next thing is I want to take a step back and look at like the company like more like kind of like bigger picture. So if you guys remember this, I've kind of shown it at the meetings before and stuff. Like it's kind of like the bigger like kind of structure of the company. So the operations division, we'll talk about that for a sec. So a couple of thoughts on the operations division. One, everything in this building is the operations division, and all of you guys are like operations division employees. Like our whole company is the operations division. So that's my first point. Like that's what we are. Like everyone here. And then two, my second point is that I am formally training Kevin to be in charge of the operations division. Like he's going to be like knowing what's going on in all 4 of the departments. I want all of you to be experts of what's going on in your department. But I am having Kevin be my liaison to the operations department for like all the divisions. So, you know, and as we grow too, like if each of these departments have like 4, 5, 6 people, like each one will need a manager for each department, which will meet with that. So that's kind of like the bigger picture. And then, all right, so my third point on the operations department is, all right, so I know it's been like a little slow, like the past like week or so and stuff like that. But I know everyone knows that like remembering times where we had like way too many orders and like overwhelmed. So it is like hard like, for operations division wise to have like the perfect amount of orders and the perfect amount of shippers and the perfect amount of printers and embroiderers to get things in like the perfect amount of time. Like it's imperfect and it's never just gonna like flow through perfectly. So like sometimes overwhelming, sometimes it's slow. Like in the big picture sense, like that's fine. And you guys know from being here that it's like it's very rare that there are no orders. So like again, our goal is going to be to ship out 20,000 packages this quarter, which is very attainable. And I'm actually going to talk to you guys about that like in individual meetings more. But I barely even like to address it. But since this quarterly meeting falls like at a time where it's like a little slower, like here's like my like the company policy or like all my thoughts on that. All right, so like on a slow day, never slow down, never pace yourself. It's a terrible habit and it makes the company worse. We always need to be working at the fastest speed possible. Now, I can understand like if you're thinking like, well, if I get all this done, then I'm gonna have to like go home early, I can't have my hours or something like that. Like that's a very reasonable thought, and I understand that. So I'm acknowledging that like right now. Like always work fast. Like so, all right. So if you're a salary employee and all your work is done and everything at your station is perfect, like you can ask if there's anything else you need to do. Like, but then you can go. Like if you're full time salary employee, like you won't be deducted any pay. You can go if it's slow. Just, you know, if you're salary, that already means like I trust you so much and like I know that you'll do the best stuff for the business and everything. But that's fine. And if you're an hourly employee, same thing. Always go fast. Like if everything's done, your station's clean, if there's anything else you can do, like then you can stay at your station and like watch YouTube or something. Like now, yeah, go ahead.
What if Rachel's gone?
Well, she would never leave without making sure you had work to do.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But what if Rachel's gone and then I don't have work to do? Still sit?
Yeah. Like, yes, that's the policy. Yes. Like, I don't want it to be, like, I understand it's like an awkward moment when there's like no work. Like, let's not make it awkward. Like, all your jobs are safe. Like, I understand you need the hours. Like, and I'm saying this all to make it formal, but also I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned. We had a huge sales day yesterday. Like, take it, like, enjoy it now. Like, but that's the policy. Like, never slow down, never pace yourself. That screws up everything because then we don't know, like, how many we can get out. It's like, skews the numbers. Like, never pace yourself. I'm not worried about this happening often. Go ahead.
Before we go past it.
Yeah.
So if there's like 100 shirts to do for the day, and it's like 2 o'clock, like the other day.
If you walk in, there's only 100 shirts, and Rachel's like on vacation. There's only 100 shirts. You get those 100 shirts done as fast as possible.
There was no files for her to make for me. That's what I'm saying. And she left at lunch.
Then you can clock out if you want, but for hourly, like then you can watch YouTube. Now, an important part of that is don't bother other people because other people might not. You can't just like, you know, it's not like a free for like just because you don't have any work doesn't mean everyone else does. But that is the policy. Like, and for hours, like I do want you to be here because like we might have some stuff like come up and like we're gonna try to like, you know, if orders come in, we'll be printing them out. Like, but that's the policy. So always work fast. Let's not make it awkward. If it happens, it happens. Enjoy it. Like it's not a thing. Like I'm not worried about it. But I'm just addressing it because it's falling at this time and it's very important that everyone doesn't like pace themselves because that throws us off. So actually, me and Kevin have been talking about this a little bit with like when we were talking about like the operations and stuff. And this is like such an important point for the operations division. Like Kevin has a little presentation and he like thought about it like too and has a little.
Good morning, everybody. All right. Circle of shirts. Yes, it's kind of something I came up with on the fly. It's not like a science or anything, but it's basically these bullet points equate to the processing time that we are experiencing here. So if we have tons and tons of shirts, it might be longer because we're all working at full capacity and there's nothing we can do to make that faster except for working more hours. And then there's the new processing time that we're trying to get in, which is going to be 3 to 7 or 3 to 8 business days. And it previously was 5 to 12. So it's a huge difference and really trying to push that the fact that all of you guys working at 100% actually does influence the sales. So if we have 6 piles of shirts out here and Sean walks through the office, and Sean's basically the sales department here, so if Sean walks through the office and we have 6 piles of shirts and we're not being able to keep up and get those out every day, in the back of his mind, maybe subconsciously, he'll say, well, I don't really need to push sales because we have tons of shirts and we can't get them out quick enough. So that everybody's individual department, you actually do have a lot more control than you think of pushing the sales. Because if you're getting them out quickly, getting everything done on time, and our processing time stays low, that'll encourage people to purchase more shirts and stuff like that. So basically, each one of the steps here, we have the customer orders a shirt, and then the workflow coordinators will lay out the shirts, printing the shirts or embroidering the shirts, whichever department you're in. Packing, shipping, and then the customer will receive the shirt, and then they'll order more shirts because they love their shirt so much. So that's basically the gist of it. We just want to keep you guys in the loop and make sure that you understand that coming in and doing 50% work actually does influence the sales. So just keep that in mind, and everyone doing their 100% at every station along the way will keep this company going and keep your job safe.
Yeah. All right, good job. Oh, wait. Go back.
Oh, thank you.
All right. But yeah, like this isn't like the most profound, but like it kind of is if you never thought about it before. Like we can't be pacing ourselves. We need to get things out as fast as possible. So as this being the operations division like meeting, because that's what our whole company is, like that is like what I want the message and the culture to be. Like we're always getting things fast, and that's why I wanted to address that's like if it's slow. So everyone like feel like they have a clear understanding of kind of that concept.
And also when it's slow, I feel like every department's caught up right now, but there are times that like embroidery is like super caught up, but like vinyl might be behind you, except in with vinyl. Like there's usually something else people can help with.
Yeah.
Right now everything's clean, organized, perfect. So like
not vinyl, DCT.
Yeah.
I mean, there's days
but
where
you know
I have
what I mean?
3,000 orders and they got 300.
Yeah.
And
But-
I'm saying if there was somebody back there to help me, all the pressure wouldn't be on me. It's like sometimes I can only push out like 210 and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
how bad
I mean, I understand that, and like I understand what our capacities are, like, and we're just gonna like just pump out as many as you can. Like that's, like, not everyone like knows how to do that stuff. Like, just like you don't have to worry about that. Like, just
I don't know, I just felt like the magnification kind of backed off when Chipper was here.
like right,
And solely only because there was 2 people.
yeah,
And there was like double the output and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean,
I
right.
found it-
right. So all I can ask from you is to get as many as you can out every day. Like that's how you can help the company in the best way. All right. So my next point is like, I think our operations team is legit and impressive and important, but like, so the next point is that our sales division right here, this whole big division, it's not that impressive. Like, so the next big picture thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about a little more is like about that. Now none of this really does like specifically like affect you guys on a daily basis and your work and stuff. But I believe like a good company will kind of like inform everyone, like let them know what's going on, like big picture, let them know what my thoughts are about everything. And I encourage you guys to like ask questions if you have any, like during the meeting or anything. But this is just kind of like my big picture thoughts about like the company in general and how we're gonna like be successful over time. So the third quarter, one of my main focuses is going to be like on this like sales like division. So like one thought about that is like as you guys know, we have like 2 brands. We have United Monograms, United Tees. Like obviously United Monograms has been our main business. Like we found a great like little market there. But maybe like in a year or 2, like monograms are like out of style, and then like all of a sudden our company's down. Like so I think having multiple brands is something that we can be successful with. Like we have a rare operations system here that like we can sell any shirts. Like you don't need to have a certain amount. Like we have a really cool system, and to take advantage of that, we can sell like different stuff in different brands, like in different markets, and that, that's more for the sales team, like whatever's you have to imprint or embroider, get ready, like you have to get ready. But so we actually have a new brand that we're working on. It's called Felicities, and it's like we had a bunch of like good girl shirts ideas, and you're putting them on United Monograms, and I was like, well, United Monograms is supposed to be everything's customized, like so that's opened up kind of our third site. So we're working on that. It's gonna be a process, start like a whole new brand, but as we grow in the future, maybe we could have like buy some other e-commerce sites or have more like brands. Like that's something that I can see that we can build to like protect our company over time, like having multiple revenue streams, and all of it can come in through here with our system that we have set up. Like that's something that competitors like can't just do. Like they'll have to get them printed and get 100 and hope they sell them. Like we can be doing like all different stuff for the way that our operations is set up. That's unique. That's our advantage. And then, all right. So another thing I want you guys to know about the sales division too is that it actually does like affect operations in a way. Like, and I just want you guys to know where I'm at with this. Like, we're kind of like spending a little too much on ads right now. Like, something you guys have to worry about. But like basically, like we're focusing like so much on like operations and everything. Like our whole company, all 12, 11 people is operations, and it's amazing that we have all these sales like coming in. Like it's just me and Shelby. We're kind of just like it's great, but we do need like there's some problems. Like we're spending like some too much on ads. Like all these sales aren't just coming in and like free of cost. Like they all cost stuff, and like there's advantages. Like if you spend too much on ads, you still get that customer's email. You can try to market to them again. But that's stuff that like we need to work on. Like it's not like I just want to have a sales division like 'cause that's cool or something. Like we need that. Like not everything is like there's other stuff like expenses that we have that you might not see around the operations division that like affect the company for sure. So like I mean, it took 3 years to build like 12 people for operations. Like if we're gonna build another division like for sales and marketing, like it would take another like 3 years. Like it's just an endeavor that I'm just gonna try to start getting into. But so we'll kind of be like separate. Like I think about this like in like a movie or something. Like we had like a company Christmas party, and like you don't know someone at your own company because they're in like a different division. Shelby Sisters in town, she works like a 1,000-person company, and she said like in between like divisions, like all the information is like confidential. They like don't talk about anything. Like so, like so kind of be like that. It will be a different division. It will be a different atmosphere. Like but so then when I think about that, I think about I'm definitely not trying to like invest more in like making the trailer more like space for people to work, and like we're out of space here with operations. So I mean, we're gonna need a new building in the next like 6 to 12 months, possibly. So like that's just something that's exciting for everyone, and like it's just an early stage thought there. Like, but that's like that could be something exciting. Like it would have to be somewhere where all the current employees can get there and like easily. But so yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with that. And then also to kick off the quarter, like Shelby's gonna be spending more time with the trailer, like helping like build that sales division, which means like all the questions like should be going to Kevin for like the day-to-day like operations stuff. With him as like kind of managing all the departments and then customer service on a day-to-day basis, and like with my trusted team of all you guys, like it should really allow me to like focus on these like other like crucial parts of the business that like don't have to do with operations that are very crucial. And I think you guys know this. I hope you guys know this. Like, but it's not my goal to like hire everyone and do all the work so I can just like sit on my butt and like watch TV. Like, I will never stop working. Like, I want you guys to know that. Like, it's not my goal to hire people so I can do nothing. Like, that's not the kind of company that you guys are working for. So yeah, all right. So then my last point is about. I gotta get this out. This is actually funny. The last point here is about change in general. So. You guys got to see this picture. So I have the selfie, the company selfie from the third quarter of 2016. Does anyone know these people? Candace, like
Yeah.
that was 1 year ago. Like it's a whole different company. Like you might not notice it on a day-to-day basis, but like things change, and that's just not about this company. That's like about life in general or whatever. But like that was our company selfie only 1 year ago, and you probably guys don't even know those people. So so change is always coming. Like I'm proud of like the systems we've built and like how we're implementing them, and everybody's been great. But like things may continue to change, and like it's actually an advantage we have as a small company to be able to like adjust. Like a big company is just like a big problem when they try to implement new systems. Like think about even like a big ship in the water trying to like turn around. Like it's like so slow and big, but like a little speedboat can like turn, and like that's an advantage that we have as being small. Like I hope one day we're so big that it's like a problem, but it's not. So other people need to have like a mindset of just like that we're open and ready and welcoming to like changing. Like if processes are coming in, like you can if you have questions about them, ask them. Trying to figure out why we're doing that. Like but everyone needs to be on board with like our new like policies that we implement. Like that's how we can be good if we can have a whole company working together. Like, so that's just an important point I want to make. Like it's kind of one of the things I always say. Like, be ready for change. Like and I think that is a company that's on their toes and is open to it and isn't set in their ways is a company that can survive the test of time, which other companies fail 95%. All right, so over the quarter. Kevin's going to be in charge of like those operation meetings on the calendar, And those have been great. Like I think those are really good for like the processes and like kind of catching up on like what we do with like labels, all that stuff, like all the little details, the itsy bitsy details are like covered in there. I'll be there for them too and stuff. But so the 3-month meeting, and then this meeting today is going to be with me. So like every quarter at this meeting, like you have my full attention. I encourage you to like talk to me about anything, business or otherwise. Like I want to be a good boss, and in order to do that, like I want to know what's important to you guys, like what makes you tick, like so. This is like the time to like talk to me about stuff like that, and then the department meetings once a month inside the operations division are gonna be run by Kevin. Back to all these meetings, all right? So it all falls under that like branch. Okay, so that's most of the only things. All right, so the one last thing. All right, so I'm actually really excited about this. I know I've been like kind of been giving you guys some of it a little bit. Like we got rid of the timesheets last quarter, and we started doing Evernote. But like now, we have this new system called Replicon, but it's gonna be like a clock in, clock out system. So I actually want everyone to like, if you can on your phone, like download the app before you meet with me. It's like it looks like this. It's just like you type it in like, and I'll go over the details with each of you like in an individual meeting. Like make sure you're like logged in, make sure you have everything. But it's basically like everyone's just going to clock in and clock out. You're still going to be recording numbers in Evernote. That's for, that's separate than this, but you don't need to make a note about leaving early. It's actually like, I'm so excited. It makes it so much easier for me to have to like go into Evernote like when I'm doing the payroll. Like, and then also just like, it'll be more accurate and we're like a real company. Like this program is going to make us like more professional, more formal. Another little point is like, this is an example of like a little change. Like, so if someone in like 3 weeks is like, oh, I forgot to scan in, like that new system, like that's not a good sign. Like just get used to it. Like starting Monday, it's going to be formally like how we track the time. So everyone gets to scan it in and scan it out.
It's going to be amount or whatever is coming today, but it's going to be like somewhere in this.
Yeah, we're getting like amount for the iPad. It's the iPad. Yeah. And if I didn't give you a QR code yet or it has been working, like we'll get everything straightened out like when you meet with me. And it has a feature. It's really built to like scale. Like it has a feature where you can like request time off, which is good if you like know in advance. Because before, if you know in advance, like and you tell us, that's great or something. But like try to write that down and remember that. But like you can like request the time off, and if like everyone from the embroidery department requests off on the same day, like then the two might get denied. Like so that's the whole point of like requesting it in advance and everything. It's gonna be much more formal and professional. And I'm excited about it. So try to have that app when you meet with me, and we'll get it all set up and squared away and starting Monday. So that's mostly everything. Does everyone have like the calendar? Am I going to give that to them?
Calendar,
okay.
There's one in embroidery. Hayden has one at
okay.
Station, and then there's one right up there.
Yeah, maybe print out a couple more. Like let's get everyone a calendar. Like it shows when the department meetings are. And then also, I think you guys said it, but like we're gonna do some headshots today. Like so.
How do you
before or after their personal meeting? I'm thinking like.
Or just like I just grab and as soon as you have Hayden set up, really like you can analyze summer will be just chilling.
Yeah. All right. So you're moving with Rachel. I'll get a picture. And basically, like the idea for this is we are kind of working on a website that like has like all information like about the company, like our processes, and like on there we're gonna have like an about me page for everyone. But also like I encourage everyone to have like a LinkedIn page and like makes the company look better. Like shows all the employees on there. So free headshots. Get your smiles ready. Any other questions?
For the app or whatever, you want them to have it downloaded before their meetings?
Just download it.
Okay, because I know the login.
Yeah, the login, like I have to put a password in, and then you put it in, and then you like reset it for yourself. All right, and that closes the meeting. Come on, sorry guys, sorry.